This may be the most strange video ever made in my life. I'm steaming my head. I just had an asthma attack because I was thinking about my sister, Delivrance, my niece. She was kidnapped with me in 1984, and she has the same fake papers like I do. And I was thinking, how am I going to make a tape explaining to people that my sister, that I called my sister, but legally she's my third niece, that she was murdered and killed in 2014. So this lawsuit that I'm doing with the Dutch government, I'm doing it alone. And my sister's name was Delivrance Rieks. She stayed in an adoption family, and in 2014 the police officers believed that she was murdered by poison. But when it's poisoned, when you get poisoned, it's very hard to prove it was a murder. And the family, adoption family involved, they already cleaned the house, so they couldn't do anything. So, but the OM, the police, felt that my sister was murdered. So they were not pleased in her death, the way that she died. And I believe that my sister Delivrance, that she was murdered because she was talking about child traffic and the way she was raped in the adoption family. So I had a rough time. How am I going to explain to my followers that I'm doing this fight alone? So I was getting an asthma attack because I didn't know how to tell. I'm thinking, okay, let me tell it this way, a little bit strange to tell it this way. So I was crying, and I think, okay, just take the phone, just tell them. So the reason that I'm doing this lawsuit is also to revenge my sister, my niece, Delivrance's death. I mean, the child protection knew that she was being raped, and they didn't do anything, and they did worse things that I'm not going to talk about it. But this really started my feeling like I'm gonna beat you all up. That's really started my feeling like I'm really going to beat you all up. So the child trafficking, the thing that they did to my sister Delivrance was horrible. They gave her tuberculosis. They made her purposely ill. So this Catholic church, Pater Lespinas, he was really a child abuser. He raped children, he abused children, they made children on purpose, they made children sick. So my sister Delivrance, she was healthy, happy young girl, and then they just give her tuberculosis. They inject tuberculosis to her, they infect her with tuberculosis, and she suffered a lot when we were being kidnapped there in Haiti. And she was really Haitian, proud African Haitian woman, beautiful. And I know her when she was 2 years old because I was her caregiver because I was older than her. I took care of her, so I felt responsible for her throughout of my life. But she was murdered, and we couldn't prove. The OM, the police department, was so frustrated. They said the crime had been done here, and we cannot prove it. But she was murdered, and I think she was murdered because she was going to talk about the crime that happened to her, just like I did. Only murdering me. If they murder me, at least I have to tell my story. So I wanted to tell you this.